Hi guys, and welcome. If you haven't seen my previous video, well, even the title, I guess, gives it away. I had recently, well, it's been several weeks, had a miscarriage. I was 5 weeks pregnant when I had my miscarriage, and I finally feel like I can do this video without bursting into tears every few seconds. So let's get into it. If you are new, my name is Kat, and my husband and I have been trying for almost 2 years to have a baby. We are going through infertility, and we have 2 kitties who love to interrupt whenever I'm filming. So if you see me reaching, I'm reaching to pet a cat so they don't cry the whole entire video. They are very demanding. But anyway, let's get into this. I know I did a quick update when I first started the miscarriage, that my numbers had dropped to 42, and then I went back in, they dropped to 10, and then to 0. So yeah, that was craziness, because I was supposed to be going in for an ultrasound in a week, and they're like, no, just come in during that. And I'm glad I fought them on that, because otherwise I would have been devastated, because I would have started bleeding on Friday and would have had to have went in anyway and just been heartbroken. So I'm glad I went and had my HCG ran ahead of time. So some things to expect. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I just now finally feel like I can make this video without bursting into tears. So I guess the first thing to expect is it takes a long time to emotionally heal. To be honest, I know April's gonna come around and I'm probably going to be very, very upset, because that's it. I almost said its due date, but it's no longer with us, so that was going to be its due date. And so it's hard. I didn't expect it to be that hard. My husband put it very well when I told him that my numbers have dropped and it's not going to happen. After a bit, he said, I don't know how we can feel so empty and have never even met it. And he said, this is insane how much we love this baby and we haven't even met it. So he put it very well, because it's true. As soon as I found out I was pregnant, I'm gonna cry. Hey, don't hit that. But I loved it instantly. So it's emotionally very, very difficult, and I think that's the hardest part. And I for some reason I didn't expect that. So I think that would be the number one warning, to give yourself time. Just lots and lots and lots of self-care and just time. That's all I can recommend for that one. So next things are TMI. So if you don't like hearing about blood or clots or any of those type of things, you probably should stop this video now. But these are things to expect and be prepared for. But I guess a little disclaimer, everyone is different. So just because I went through this experience doesn't mean this is going to be the same experience for you. Every experience is different. But so be aware of that. So number two, I did not expect that much blood. I don't know why. In my head, I thought it was going to be a normal period, and I don't know why I thought that, because it's not a normal period. It's a miscarriage. It's not a period. But in my head, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start my period, and no. On a normal period, I go through maybe 1.5, pads. So I'm only talking in pads right now, no tampons or anything. That's a normal heavy period for me, is 1.5 pads. On Friday, after I found out on the Tuesday that I was going to have a miscarriage, that Friday I woke up and there was blood, and I was like, okay, it's starting. And so I put on a pad, because no matter what, my body, the first day, tampons are a no, definitely not. But so I put on a pad. I went to my doctor's appointment, and my doctor's office is right next to my husband's work. So he was like, I'm going to lunch, meet me at the Carl's Jr. and we can hang out for a little bit. Especially since he knew that was going to be a very hard day for me. I got out of the doctor's appointment, went to the Carl's Jr. and was sitting waiting in the parking lot for him, and I was in so much pain. It was unbelievable. I've had bad cramps before, where I pull out my heating pad and I'm like, okay, I'm having bad cramps this time. This was the worst pain I have ever been in. It was awful. So my husband came and he sat with me for a little bit and we talked for a little bit, and I told him I have to get home. I said, if I don't get home, I'm gonna be in too much pain to drive home. And so I left and I came home, and I had already filled up that pad. It had only been 2 hours, and it was already, and I'm not even talking just like, oh, it's uncomfortable full. No, it was full. So I did not expect that much blood. So again, this is TMI. So I went through 4 pads the first day. 4 pads, like completely 100% full. I went through 3 the second day and 2 the third day, and then after that everything just stopped. It was the weirdest thing. Just done. After the third day, there wasn't anything, no spotting, nothing, just done. I don't know if that's normal or not, but so expect a lot of blood. So I had already touched on the pain. So third thing, expect a lot of pain, like a lot. After I came home from the doctor's appointment and meeting my husband, I was done for the rest of the day. I'm so happy that I am not was not teaching in summer, because I don't think I could have done it. I think I would have had to have called and been like, I cannot. Because as soon as I got home, I grabbed myself a glass of water, a string cheese, put them on the coffee table, got a big fluffy blanket and a pillow, and I laid on this sofa and watched Gilmore Girls. And that's all I did all day. And occasionally burst into tears because I was in so much pain. Well, and emotional pain too. So it was bad. Very, I think that was the worst part, is I did not expect that. It was like a shock. I still can't even believe that that's what it was like. Fourth thing to expect, again, everyone's different, so after I went through it, I started looking up videos thinking, is this normal? But I've heard several different stories. I've heard some people have huge clumps of blood. I've heard other people have tiny clumps. I've heard some people have no clumps. I had dime size, like, clumps of blood. And it wasn't just sporadic, it was constant. So in the pad, when I wiped, in the toilet, just constant dime-sized pieces of, like, just clumps of blood. I didn't expect that either. I think this whole entire video I didn't expect, so sorry if I keep repeating that. But it was a lot of clumps, and it was interesting because I've never experienced that before. So be prepared when you look, that there'll be clumps of stuff, and that was a shock. Is you know that's pieces of what used to be your baby, and so it's very hard to see. So that goes back to the emotional part that was very difficult. But after the 3 days, it was over. That was it. Just 3 days. And then yeah. As of right now, I am not going to give any updates for what we're doing now in this video, because this is just the miscarriage story and what to expect. And I wish I had done more research as soon as I found out that I was going to have miscarriage. I hadn't done any research, and then after it started, I was like, is this normal? Should I contact my doctor? What the heck? And I started looking at videos, and that's when I realized, okay, this is normal. This is what it's like. So that's the reason I decided to put my story out there, because videos helped me, so I'm hoping to help someone out there. If you're going through a miscarriage, I'm so sorry. I wouldn't wish a miscarriage on anyone, not even my worst enemy. And it doesn't matter how far along you are. You could have just found out you were still pregnant and you still lost something. So don't let anyone tell you just because you just found out that you were pregnant that it's not valid. It is valid. And it is heartbreaking. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And you can get through it. It's going to take a lot of time. I know for sure it's going to take a lot of time. Some might take more time than others, but that's okay. It's perfectly okay. And if you feel like it's too much, then find someone to talk to. Your husband, your best friend, your mom, a therapist, anyone. Just talk about it. It does help. At first, I wasn't wanting to talk to anyone about it, and then I started talking to my husband about it. And it's difficult for him too. So I think that helped. I know that it's not just me that's emotionally hurt by this. And yeah, I still have not talked to my mom about this, and I still have not talked to my best friends about this. And I don't know why. I don't know. I don't feel like I should. I don't feel like they would understand. I guess also, to go along with the give yourself time, try to be patient with people, because no one, unless they've went through it, understands what you're going through. And my best friend was having a difficult day, and he got shifted to a different section of work, and so he called me and was just complaining about how life sucks and on and on and on. And I was so unbelievably pissed off at him, because here he is complaining about work and something that I know he's going to be fine in, and I'm going through a miscarriage. I'm losing my baby. I'm in the worst pain in my life, bleeding, and you're complaining about your job. I was so pissed off. So be patient with people. They don't understand. They have no idea the pain and heartbreak that you're going through. So just know that there are people out there that do understand. So reach out to someone. I don't know anyone that's went through a miscarriage other than being able to talk with my husband about it, and he doesn't know any of the physical parts of it. So emotionally, though, he was extremely excited for a baby, so he understands the part of the loss. But it's difficult if you have no one at all to talk to. So reach out, talk to someone, even if you just, in the comments of a miscarriage video, tell your story. Get some love from people. It could be a complete stranger, just someone saying, "I'm so sorry." It helps a lot. Yeah. But it's incredibly difficult. And so I really hope that this video helped someone out there to understand and see and know what to expect, because it's difficult, especially if you don't know what to expect, and all of a sudden you're going through both physical and emotional pain, and everything's coming to an end, it feels like. So I really hope this helped someone, and if you're watching this because you're going through a miscarriage again, I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. And if you're watching this just because you're curious or you're wondering what could happen, just be calm and don't just expect don't what's the word I'm looking for? Not expect, but don't be fearful of a miscarriage and then let it ruin your pregnancy. Don't do that. Hope and plan for the future as if that baby is yours, because it is. It's your baby. Hold on to that baby and that hope and that planning. But it's better to be prepared also at the same time, if that makes sense. I don't really know if I'm explaining this correctly, but yeah, I hope you understand. But I know for sure if I get pregnant again that it's gonna be difficult, especially for the first trimester. I don't even know if I'm gonna tell anyone that I'm pregnant next time. I honestly am kind of thinking about keeping it a complete secret from everyone. Well, except my husband, of course. But I don't know. Because some people say telling people helps, and then because they have someone to talk to. I told people, and honestly, it just made everyone sad, and I couldn't talk to anyone about it. So why make everyone sad and then still have no one to talk to? What's the point? But that's my experience with telling people. We didn't tell everyone, but we did tell several people. And I feel like it just made everyone sad, and then I was still alone. So why not make everyone sad? So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what my plan for the future yet. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel about it if I find out I'm pregnant again. I don't know if you guys can hear the helicopter, but I'm sorry. Anyway, this video is probably already very long. I really hope this helped someone. If you need someone to talk to, comment below, and I'm here to listen. And yeah, I just take time and self-care, lots of self-care. If you would like to follow us on this journey and figuring out what we're doing next, I recommend subscribing so you can see when videos are posted and all that craziness. Yeah. Bye.